Hey there, and thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. I hope to introduce you to a brand new frontier of untapped potential, the California Gold Rush and real estate land grab all rolled into one. Welcome to AdVenture. AdVenture empowers game developers to seamlessly integrate immersive in-game ads while connecting brands with engaged players for a win-win experience. Level up your in-game ads. My name is David. With over 20 years of experience in MarTech, AdTech, and SaaS, and a passion for the metaverse and video game industries, I bring a uniquely cultivated set of abilities to this new platform. With an end-to-end know-how to build a brand new space in the industry and set a new standard for brand advertising. I've been a lifelong gamer from my earliest of memories on the Atari 2600 and all the way up to the latest AAA and indie games available today. The product I'm going to present to you today has been near and dear to my heart for nearly a decade, and I am shocked at the fact that it is still an untouched landscape. The metaverse and video game industries have inadvertently built a real estate goldmine for advertisers and developers, an untapped revenue stream that already exists in its foundations, but balances on the precipice of the next possible gold rush. Virtual ad space already exists everywhere inside the metaverse and video game worlds. It's prime real estate viewed by millions of players every day. These pictures represent just 30 minutes of playtime in some of my favorite games. Imagine how many times these in-game fake ads are seen by players in marathon sessions across weeks and months of play. In any given day, the average 15 to 19-year-old spends 90 minutes gaming. In the real world, on a 90-minute trip through a densely populated area, the average person will see 20 to 30 billboards, not counting signs, posters, products that happen to be laying around. Why waste that 90 minutes of game time when we have all this real estate? The video games industry alone is already a $455 billion industry. The metaverse, as of last year, was estimated to be an $89.3 billion industry and is projected to be 1.3 trillion by 2030. The current estimated ROI on traditional in-game advertising was 6.7 billion in 2021, and that number is expected to be 17.9 billion by 2032. That is all based on current practices, standards, and technology. AdVenture can provide advertising to a previously untapped resource that is easier to implement for developers, has a lower cost of ownership for all involved, and is less intrusive to the end user. With state-of-the-art dashboards, analytics, and insights, coupled with key integrations and APIs into the latest game engines, we can open up new monetization channels for developers, new revenue streams for advertisers, and create healthy profit margins due to the low overhead by utilizing existing infrastructure to make the platform rapidly deployable, user-friendly, and robust. AdVenture empowers game creators to seamlessly integrate captivating in-game ads, turning players into engaged brand advocates. So let's unleash the power of immersive advertising. Let's be honest. The pandemic fueled a massive rise in video games as droves of people were forced inside. In turn, this created a booming market for in-game advertising. New technologies have arisen, such as augmented reality, virtual reality, and cloud gaming, making games accessible to nearly everyone with any device. The industry as it stands today will see a CAGR of 10% by 2028, with mobile games leading the way. Hidden within is a challenge that we saw sweep the world of the interwebs. Intrusive flashy ads weren't going to cut it, and the industry needed a solution. The solution was native advertising and sponsored content. The metaverse and games industries are no different and are seeing their communities ask for the same technology. AdVenture solves this by shifting the paradigm from intrusive pop-up ads that are clunky to implement to a new, streamlined, and user-friendly approach that gives developers more room for more ads while keeping the end user fully immersed in their experience. AdVenture is looking to capture 20% conservatively to 50% on the more aggressive side of the market by 2028 to switch advertising to immersive ads. This will equate to a 2.6 billion to roughly $7 billion gross revenue capture in the first 4 years alone. AdVenture will use its analytics and insights throughout those 4 years to prove the market and show greater engagement and increase advertiser and developer support. By 2032, AdVenture could easily be a $1 billion product, conservatively supplying the industry with more than 80% of its ad revenue, matching the growth numbers of Google Ad Manager. The average revenue per user is $42.44 from ads alone. As of 2023, there were 3.2 billion gamers worldwide across all devices, and that number should hit 3.3 billion by the end of this year. China, US, and then Japan lead the market respectively, with smartphone, console, and PC being the most common gaming devices. Unity captures 29.6% of the market with 2.1 billion earned last year, making it the leading engine among developers. Unreal Engine is right behind with 16.6%, which only attributed to 275 million last year. However, if you include Fortnite and Unreal for Fortnite, then that number is closer to 6 billion. Finally, we jump over to Roblox, which serves as both a game engine and a metaverse, and doesn't directly compete with Unreal or Unity, but Roblox has a $22 billion market share and boasts 200 million active users per month. CPM on in-game ads can range anywhere from 10 cents to $5. Given those numbers, on CPM alone, as the current technology stands, the typical user will only generate income once every 10 minutes. Now imagine, rather than being able to display that ad one time every 10 minutes, you can display it 5 times every 10 minutes without breaking the user's immersion. The CPM then per user for that campaign per 10 minutes is now 50 cents to $25. Gross capital for this single ad would be 10 cents to $5 at a 20% per 10-minute take, depending what the advertiser's winning bid for this ad spot was. The overhead associated with this ad is virtually zero. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't at least dedicate some time to the competition, which has only topically been mentioned so far. The competition itself isn't direct competition because this ad real estate is untouched, an entirely new landscape, ripe for advertising with nobody in the space. With that, there are no direct competitors as of yet. The competition, or rather challenge, only lies with convincing developers to utilize the plugins and platform, and advertisers to conform ads to the new landscape. This shouldn't be hard considering we're talking about a potential 5x gain on their investment for simply performing the same tasks they already do today. We're not requiring any extra work from developers or advertisers, only different ad sizes defined by developers and different, easier implementation methods for the advertising platform. The payout structure is built in such a way to outdo all current industry practices and provide better monetization and ROI for everyone involved. Keeping track of campaigns is simple and easy, and creating new ad units, ad spaces, and bids for those spaces has never been simpler. We provide cross-engine analytics, which doesn't exist today, and must be manually aggregated for meaningful data and insights. Speaking from experience, the implementation of ads into current engines is frustrating and disorganized. There isn't currently one single place where a developer or advertiser can track their ad campaigns across multiple platforms, devices, or games. If you want to place interstitial ads into a Unity game, the developer first must implement one of over a dozen Unity libraries to make this happen, depending on the desired ad network. Then, the advertisers are free to bid on ad spaces on these specific platforms and then create the ads in a non-standard way for Unity. If they want to then also spread that campaign to a new game on a new platform, the process has to start all over again and be tracked through that specific platform also. Often, depending on the platforms, I will have one ad manager for my Xbox game and another for my Switch port of the same game, requiring two campaigns that must be manually kept in sync and monitored for budgeting. AdVenture solves all of these pain points. Not only that, but AdVenture vastly increases the size and scope of what these ads can even be. AdVenture will support auditory ads like in-game car radio, billboards of all sizes, posters of all sizes, signs of all sizes and shapes, skin promotions and collabs, and much more, all without breaking the user's immersion. In this quick video, we demo some of the proof of concept features of the AdVenture dashboard. This dashboard serves as the main developer campaign dashboard and allows a developer to keep an eye on all of the various campaigns running within his or her game. The proof of concept works in its simplest fashion today simply by supplying HTTP requests from the game to the database via the API to update the conversion count numbers. As you can see, ads are displayed on billboards on this racetrack. Every time a specific ad is shown on the screen, a new HTTP request is created and the database is updated and the number increases. If you're paying attention, this billboard ad, the same ad, appears 8 times throughout this lap. Take note that there were 3 laps, which would have accounted for 24 total views. Of course, this is a very basic proof of concept, but I hope that it shows just how easy this will be to implement. Furthermore, the campaigns can now be broken down by company, time, or placement. Not only does this provide the revenue streams mentioned earlier, but also can give a developer a heat map of where players spend most of their time within their game universe based on how many times each ad space is shown. Tools like this empower the developer to be able to quickly determine what areas in their virtual space are of more value. The user can filter ad campaigns by typing the name of an individual campaign or entering a date range to view all the ads within that range. With a proof of concept up and running, let's discuss the MVP and future iterations of this product. With the proper investment, the MVP will contain 3 plugins for the 3 most popular game engines today: Unity, Unreal versions 4 and 5, and Roblox. Between these 3 engines alone lives 64% of the players online in any given day. These plugins will all be based upon the API, which will be written first, so the entire product relies on an easy to maintain REST API. The platform itself will be written in Rust on the Rocket framework, utilizing MongoDB for its optimization abilities. We will implement Redis for queuing of queries and other data, and the front end will rely heavily on GraphQL. This ensures speed, support, and reliability. We will implement the main campaign management dashboard, some of which was seen in the proof of concept, and basic analytics for both developers and advertisers. Finally, the MVP will support the basic billboards, posters, and signs. This ensures that standard rectangle and square image sizes, with some variation, will promote adoption while we work on supporting 3D objects, audio, and dynamic skins. Beyond the MVP, we will extend engine support to the smaller, yet still popular game engines such as Godot, Amazon Lumberyard, GameMaker Studio, and CryEngine 3. We will add in the Insights dashboard after we have gathered a respectable amount of data through analytics and provide both developers and advertisers meaningful interpretations of their data. We will implement the auditory ad system for games that want to support this feature. Think of Grand Theft Auto radio ads. We will also implement the loading screen ads, which will allow for an early version of sponsorship tools, which, like sponsored content, would be like finding a secret area within your favorite shooter, and when the area loads, the screen reads, "This area brought to you by Nike." Couple this later with product placement, where the soldiers you are fighting in the area are all wearing Nike jackets, shoes, and pants, and suddenly you have sponsored content in your games with liminal advertising. Further out, we will support even more engines: Source Engine 1 and 2, Open3D, Rec Room, Luminous, and Babylon.js, to name a few. Ongoing plugins will be built and existing ones updated throughout the life of the product. Skin sponsorships will be fully implemented with the sponsorship system, and in-game product placement tools will allow you to couple these 2 elements and have avatar clothing, car skins and paints, and weapon decals and charms of your favorite sponsors. Imagine a game of Overwatch and your weapon charm is a Pepsi logo. The possibilities really are limitless for sponsored content and native immersive advertising in any game form. The potential for very large returns in a completely brand new and untapped advertising space is massive. For our company, the investment is minimal, the gains are enormous, and the overhead is very, very low. For our clients, the ROI is far above what currently exists in the industry. The cost of ownership is almost zero, and the profit payouts are the highest the industry has ever seen. For the advertisers, the profit payout is also the highest in the industry. The campaign management is all in one place, and there's no need to change existing workflows. By integrating with the three largest engines right out of the gate, we can gain good traction on market saturation quickly and effectively, while those that may become competitors play catch up. With a proof of concept already built in less than a day, we can achieve quick access with a solid beta release under the guidance of a team of developers in a month's time. Within 3 months, we can have our MVP ready for launch. During this time, I will personally be seeking out developers who wish to implement AdVenture into their game and/or metaverse so we can hit the ground running with a new generation of immersive advertising. Gone are the days of clunky campaign management across multiple platforms and manual data aggregation. Gone is the pain in the neck coding to implement existing ad managers. And gone are the days of having to have a PhD in Excel to understand how your intrusive ads are performing. We will empower developers to seamlessly integrate immersive ads into their games and connect brands with engaged players for a win-win experience. Level up your in-game advertising with AdVenture. Thanks again for taking the time to view this presentation. AdVenture has just been this little thought floating around in my head for nearly a decade, and I've never really taken the time to suss out all of the details of what it might be, much less provide a proof of concept. But I'm grateful that this opportunity, if for nothing else, has given me that chance. And I really appreciate your time in looking over this and look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.